Good morning. It's the Call Flow Radio Show, and you're on the air.
You betcha. Call Flow Radio Show here on WFLO AM 870. We're streaming online at WFLO.net. It is Monday, June 17th.
June 17th, Monday. Yes, John, that's correct. The call-in number, I'm just going to hop in. It is 434-394-0924. If you'd like to call in about a problem that you're experiencing, maybe some foot pain, we'll try to help you out. Or if you just want to talk about your flower bed or anything, we're here. We're here for you.
What's your advice for foot pain? Get off your feet?
Well, no, John. I've actually learned some interesting stretches you can do to relieve some, foot pain.
Stretching. That sounds like work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it is. It is. But you have to work in order to, improve. I think.
Ain't nobody got no time.
Ain't nobody got time for work, John.
No, I don't. All right.
Goodness.
That's why I'm here. All right. So.
Yes.
It's open mic day, I guess, is what you could say.
Yeah.
I'm feeling really old looking at today in history.
Whoa, no.
Yeah, because I was in high school when this event happened.
Okay.
Arrest of O.J. Simpson. 1994 was the year I graduated. I remember this happening. I hadn't graduated yet, but...
Were you watching it live? I mean, who wasn't at that point?
I guess I saw something on the news or something like that.
The Bronco chase. That's a classic moment in history. Like... I can't wait till painters do a rendition of that whole
I'm sure they have
moment.
Already by
I'm
now.
sure, but in another, they probably have.
Let's see what else happened on this.
Did
day.
you like OJ? Growing up,
by
when
the time, by
football?
the time, he played before I ever watched football. I mean, he was already a celebrity in the sense of he was a news sportscaster type. By the time I really became aware of who he was, so I knew he played previously and all that, and he was a Buffalo Bill fanatic and all that sort of stuff, and so I wasn't a fan because I was a Cowboys fan.
That's right, and
so
honestly,
we always beat the Bills. So
yeah,
I didn't
really. I mean, at that point, I don't know. Anytime I watch the Buffalo Bills play, I'm always cheering for them. I'm like, come on, you can do it. You can do it. But they never. I mean, I'm shocked. They made it to the playoffs last season. I think.
I just thought he was a sports celebrity.
Yeah.
I never gave him much more thought than that. But
that whole thing was crazy. And then he wrote that book that was like, if I did it,
yeah.
which who has the gall, John? Who has the gall to do that? I mean, that's nuts.
Yes, he did.
Obviously, I mean, I don't know what everybody thinks about the matter, but in my opinion, I think there's pretty, cut and dry evidence that he definitely was the one.
Pardon the pun.
John?
Yeah.
You cut and dry? Yeah. All right. But honestly though, the fact that he had the gall to write a book about essentially how he did it, how is that not self-incriminating? I don't know.
But if he really wanted to rub people's noses into it, I would have written, this is how I did it.
This is how I did it. And then just go, and in small print, it's this is a fiction, work of fiction. Yeah. Let's
see what else. Oh, Watergate happened.
Oh, wow.
I guess.
A lot of things happened.
Yeah.
President Nixon, the man, Watergate, that's a
Office
big
apartment
one.
hotel complex in Washington, D.C. that was the headquarters for the Democratic National Committee was broken into by 5 men who were later arrested, prompting the Watergate scandal that upended the administration for U.S. President Richard M. Nixon.
What did the M stand for? I don't think I know his middle name.
Morris. No,
I
have.
I believe that.
I have no
Richard
idea.
Morris Nixon. That totally makes sense.
I could have guessed right. I don't know. I honestly don't know, to be honest.
That was a crazy thing, and I think. I mean, I might be wrong again, but I want to say that was one of the only times a president had to step down from office, how he handled it. He literally, I don't know how much left he had in his term, but he just left the office.
I don't know.
And that is just so crazy to me that we have a president who just resigned. And that was it.
Well, I wish we had a few more that would resign.
Flew out.
1972, that was when that happened. All right, so, and then we're going back. 1944, Iceland declared itself a republic.
Good for Iceland.
Yeah.
They needed that.
They need that.
They needed that,
and
John.
then 1 year before that,
1946?
43.
43? Oh, sorry.
Richard Nixon.
No,
I'm
not
just
Richard
kidding.
Nixon again.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, actually, Barry Manilow.
Oh, okay.
Your boy.
Yeah.
American pop singer and songwriter Barry Manilow, who specialized in elaboratory orchestrated romantic ballads. He was born on this day, so I guess he'll fall into the celebrity birthday category. When
I have a feeling like we won't see him in there.
I got a feeling you're going to be playing some Barry Manilow today.
Do you?
Yeah, I got that feeling. Oh, Mandy, you came and you gave without taking. I feel that sense. Anyway.
Yeah. Eventful.
What is this? All right, so 1930, the United States imposed the protectionist, is that what it says?
Yeah.
Smoot-Hawley tariff.
How amazing.
raising the average tariff by some 20% and worsening an already beleaguered world economy. So if you think they're doing things bad now, they were doing it back in 1932.
Yeah. I mean, they've been doing things terrible since the dawn of man.
I watched something the other day. It was a YouTube thing that this guy did where it was like the worst things every president has done through history. And he went all the way back.
I'm sure it got pretty bad.
Some worse than others, for sure.
Didn't Teddy Roosevelt, I want to say he was shot, and then he also were stabbed, but he like somehow dismantled the guy who was shooting him or stabbing him, and like actually like took the gun or the knife out of his hand and like fought back. And then he was like bleeding, but he was like, sorry for the inconvenience, everybody. But he was like giving a speech when this was happening.
I don't know if that was Teddy Roosevelt.
Was it not?
I think it was somebody else.
There was a couple. I'm shocked at the amount of, well, I'm not shocked. It's the opposite of shocked. But like, it's amazing how many like president assassinations or just harming like a president attacks there were.
I guess technically there were 4. Or has been 4.
Yeah.
And
fatal.
They tend to gloss over 2 of them.
Yeah.
Lincoln and obviously Kennedy are the ones they focus the most on.
Yeah, those were definitely unfortunate.
Yeah.
Fatal injuries.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem, I guess if it's not fatal, it just is not worth talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't understand that because like it's still amazing.
Well, Reagan was actually
amazing.
shot.
Well, yeah.
So
and he survived.
He survived, yes. 1871, James Weldon Johnson, a poet, diplomat, and anthologist of African American culture. He was born on this day in 1871. And I'm going to go back as far as this, 1775.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Whoa.
Right before the spirit of 76. 1775, in the Battle of Bunker Hill, American colonial revolutionaries clashed with British regulars during the Siege of Boston. And the Celtics won.
Yep, that's right. That's the only time. No, I'm kidding.
No. Celtics pretty much ran the show for a long time.
They did. Yeah.
That's right.
That Boston energy.
Boston.
Boy, do I say Boston?
Your
like
cousin from Boston.
I can't stand. I can't stand the way those people talk, John. I really don't like it.
Oh, come on.
It's like yeah. It's funny. It is funny hearing that accent, but like it's almost unintelligible. It's almost, I'm not saying it is, but borderline. Yeah, Louis C.K., who has a joke about Boston people, and he can make this joke because he is from Boston, but he's like, Boston is just stupidity in a mass region. Like, it's just a mass region of people mispronouncing words constantly with the Boston accent, and they just call it a Boston accent, but really, it's just, yeah.
And all you people in Boston, call us now if you'd like. 434-394-0924.
Wasn't my joke. Hence the setup to that. I don't want people saying I hate Boston because I really don't have any
I see
problems.
you got the paper there.
Yeah, John, I got the paper right here.
Is there any stories that are floating your fancy?
Yeah. We can talk about the county cracking down on animal
otherwise
rules.
we're going to talk sports. So go ahead.
You have sport. I'm more interested in this because, John, last time we talked, I thought you didn't care for sports.
I don't. That's why. That's why I don't want to talk about Bryson DeChambeau.
DeChambeau. Is that his last name?
D-E.
D-E. Okay.
Lowercase E.
De.
Uppercase C.
Okay.
Ham and then Beau.
No.
So now you tell me how to say it.
I prefer not.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, anyway, he wins another U.S. Open
I would love
with a clutch finish to deny Rory McIlroy.
a U.S. Open. Was it golf?
In this case, yes.
Golf.
Because sometimes
U.S. Open can mean several
tennis
things.
and stuff, yeah.
But like the way, so John, I love how John physically acts things out. Like people who are listening are only getting one side of the experience. I get both sides. I get the conversation and also the physical.
The joy of working here.
It's really truly like a masterpiece. John was like doing a young Jack Nicklaus right now, and he's also got a little polo shirt on.
Johnny used to do it.
Yeah, Johnny?
Johnny
Carson.
Oh, yeah.
Used to do that.
He'd do the monologue, and he'd go, well, tonight we got so-and-so and so-and-so and all that.
We're going to
up.
swing.
And then the band would go,
Yeah.
da-da-da-da-da, and then he'd do the swing.
That was such a weird show for the time. I mean, but it's great. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to come off as like a young person who's like, oh, those shows are weird. I don't get it. Like, I get it.
They're
and
not
it's
as weird
funny.
as the shows now.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's weirder in a different sense. I think just kind of not bizarre, but it's almost like it's like shticky. If it went full circle, it's like everybody's aware of how shticky it is, but it's still so great, John.
Big NASCAR guy, right?
Yeah, but no.
Ryan
did we want to
Blaney
get in?
wins inaugural NASCAR Cup Series race at Iowa Speedway.
Oh boy, I was going to ask you. I don't know what the words you just said are, John. I don't know anything about NASCAR.
I'm giving you sports here.
Yeah, I could
Listen
tell.
to my sports.
Yeah. No, those are some good sports, John.
Dodger star Mookie Betts suffers broken left hand when hit by a pitch.
Oh no, not her. Oh no. Now I like the thing about baseball that.
Speaking of the Boston Celtics, back home with a chance to close out Mavericks and clinch record 18th NBA championship. I told you the Celtics.
Can I turn off 1940s John? 1940s John, please. I was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It's funny.
Okay.
I love that accent. The thing about baseball, John, because I played my fair share of softball.
Were you much of an athlete?
I think you know the answer to that, John. No, I would play... Okay, tell me if this makes sense. I would play a lot of backyard football with my siblings.
That's what I used to do.
So,
I didn't have siblings, but yeah. I do, but not that I could play football with.
Would you consider that athletic? Because, like, we play tough. So, in my mind, I like to think, yeah, I was an athlete. But realistically, I was just a guy in a backyard, kind of dirty from catching a ball for, like, several hours. But... that was my experience.
And there goes Noah. He's going to the 10. Touchdown.
Touchdown for Noah.
Noah.
Now that's my experience with football. But I played softball for a little while. I say a little while. And that was even worse because in softball... tell me if you know what I mean, John. Like softball, you can have players on the field... that they might as well be on the bench. You know what I mean? I'm talking about right fields. That's where I was. And I don't know, maybe it's just...
Well, that's the way they used to do it back in the day. The people that weren't so good would be in the outfield.
Right fields. Yeah, outfield. Would you need people in the outfield? But
you need people to catch.
Yeah. And I would catch the ball. But like the thing is, it would not... Okay, my fault again. But I'd be out there for so long. Hours in the hot sun. Baking. Like steam coming off of my skin. I'm getting crispy, like a chicken in the oven, you know. I'm getting golden brown. And I'm out there. And I start almost like hallucinating. Like I see a ball coming, but it's not really there. And so like I'm out there in the hot sun blazing, burning to a crisp. And then a ball actually comes. I'm unprepared, you know.
Well, you could have been like Mookie Betts, who suffers a broken left hand, when hit by a pitch.
Yeah. I could have been, but John.
Mookie Betts.
I just...
I like that name.
I could tell you like that name. Because he said it like 8 times, John.
Well,
no.
Well, we're killing time because the number now is 434.
The number is now. Like, we changed the numbers since we first gave it. Sorry, guys. Sorry to change it up on you, but it's now.
To make a donation, call 434-394-0924.
John, I just want to tell you, like, when I played ball, when I was a young man in my prime...
He's 21, folks.
When I was a young man in my prime, of 17, the edge of 17, John,
What are you, Stevie Nicks?
Look, no, John, I'm telling you a story. Okay. Now listen, John.
I'm listening.
No, but like when I played ball, it was interesting because it was a church league ball, which is also interesting because being a church league ball or a league, everybody is expected to act in a Christianly brotherly manner way, everybody's supposed to be like clapping and like handshaking and being like good game everybody. But let me tell you, John, when I was I was there and I saw like pastors losing it, like just going nuts, being like, what are you doing out there? You didn't catch the ball. What are you doing? And just going haywire. And like I was like, I know this is a Christian league, but I'm sorry. I'll let you go. You got a phone call. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see who's on the phone.
Good morning. You're on the air.
John and Noah, top of the morning.
Hello, Barry. How are you doing today? How's it going?
Doing great. How are you all?
I'm doing well. John, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
Y'all have a good weekend?
Yes, sir. How about you?
Yep. I had a beautiful weekend. I started it out Saturday morning over at Bear Creek Lake State Park for a family reunion we was invited to. Had a good lunch. And then after we left there, come home and rested a few minutes. And then off to the Benefit Gospel Sing Saturday night for Kimberly Stewart over at Fitzgerald Memorial Baptist Church. I want to thank the church for allowing us to use their facilities for this benefit Saturday night for Kimberly Stewart, who, of course, is a 16-year retired waitress at Vito's Italian Restaurant because of health, cannot work any longer there. And it was a great benefit. It was a good crowd, beautiful music. I want to thank the old-time gospel singers of Crew, Smokey Wilson of Concord, and Zion Baptist Church chorus for gospel chorus for being with us. It was a great evening of gospel music, and the entire benefit raised $1,050.25. And I want to thank everybody who contributed, who took part in that gospel sing. It was one of the most eventful events I've ever been to as far as music. It was great, and I just want to thank everybody for their support. She wants to thank everybody for their support. Continued thoughts and prayers on her behalf are asked this morning that we continue to pray for her. She has now been approved for her insurance through the end of July. So I don't quite understand the proceedings there. But anyway, she will be insured through the end of July. So let's pray that will even continue further out, because she's going to need the care and the doctors and so forth in her situation. So just thanks to everybody. Thanks to Flow Radio. Y'all allowing me the couple of 2 or 3 times I've been on sharing the announcement and the information with the public. And just thank everybody who took part. And again, thanks to WFLO, because without y'all, we couldn't have done it.
Well, thank you very much, Barry.
Y'all have a blessed week.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. All right, Barry Miles letting us know about that event that had occurred over the weekend.
Mm-hmm. I believe he was serving as master of ceremonies.
He was, or he did. You're right.
But as I was saying, John, the pastor was losing it. The players were losing it. There was tension building.
I'm losing it. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
go ahead.
That was it.
Oh
no. But like, I just find it. I always found it funny that like religious ball, religious league, people who are playing ball and are playing in the league are going like more upset over like an actual just standard league. Like it's more emotion.
Religiously.
You play religiously. They're not only religious; they play religiously.
Yeah.
Whenever I went up to bat, John, I'd be like, okay, I'm ready. I'd like loosen up my shoulders. And the thing is, I think that threw the pitcher off, because I'd be doing all this like limbo. I look like a spaghetti if you were dangling it in front of a dog. I was loose. I was one with the bat. I was one with the field. And every time I got up to bat, I'd miss the first 2 So 2 strikes, and then I would always get like a little bunt, or like somehow, I don't know, I can't hit a ball with a bat, but like I would hit a ball with a bat for some reason. I can't do it now, but like for some reason, every time I was up there, third time around, I'd get something. Usually on first place, but then I'd be out. Okay. Anyways, John, that's my baseball experience. Well, let's get back into some more sports.
I've read, I think, most of the good headlines.
Do you want me to? We have a headline right here.
Unless you want to talk about other wonderful sports stories.
I mean, I could go either way, John.
Panthers and Oilers turn to poker in Mario Kart on long flights in the Stanley Cup final.
Oilers, like the Houston Oilers?
No, this would be NHL.
Oh, okay.
Hockey.
I don't follow hockey, John.
You don't?
I'm sorry, I'm not from Canada, and I'm not Canadian.
You're not a Canuck?
No, I'm not a Canuck.
Okay.
But I feel like there's a sport that you need to be, you need to come from a cold climate to really appreciate, and
hence Florida has a team.
That's weird. That's weird to me that Florida has a hockey team. I think we should take that away from them.
And they're named the Panthers, no less.
Yeah. Why all the confusion, Florida? Like, really, I want an answer today. Like, give me an answer.
Must be the heat.
Yeah.
So anyway,
the heat is causing them to think that they're a part of it.
I know you were browsing the...
I was browsing.
Yes.
The newspaper, which, I mean, I love a good newspaper, John. I don't know about you, but like for some reason, the weight of it and like the feel and my fingers like touching, it's just like I feel.
You can actually read it too. If
you can read it as well, which is amazing. Like that's
the other function.
Yes, of course. But a headline article, might I add, says county cracking down on animal rules. You know,
the animals are getting out of line.
The animals are going nuts. I
got some squirrels in my house that don't know their place.
And now, look, I've seen some crazy animals before. Yeah. I have a groundhog that lives near my apartment, and he'll come out at night, and he'll be in the parking lot. I'm like, what are you doing? You should be in the grass. You can't dig a hole in the asphalt, you know? But he just, looks around. I've never seen him more chill. And also, speaking of wild animals, John, I love a good raccoon. I love a good raccoon. Like, raccoons are so interesting to me. Anyways,
but that we're just jesting. It's actually about too many dogs being.
Of course, John. Yes, the Prince Edward County officials say they'll be cracking down on some animal ordinance in the days and months to come. The goal, said Adam.
You may want to reference what you're reading that from.
Yes, the Farmville Herald. This is the Frontline News article. So the goal, said Adam Moma, is to cut down on the number of dogs showing up at the Prince Edward County Animal Shelter. He works as the county chief animal control officer, and as of Wednesday, June 12th, 263 animals had been brought into the shelter this year. That's a lot. That's a lot of animals, putting the county on pace for 600 by the end of December. For comparison, Prince Edward had 404 total in 2023. Wow. So they're already halfway to that. A little bit more, actually.
Yeah, more.
It says right here, we're a little bit ahead of the curve, Muma said. Tuesday, speaking at the supervisors meeting, Muma explained that the county officials will be trying something different. I'm very excited to see what that is. In order to try to cut down on the number of dogs showing up. The main issue, he said, involves people not keeping pets on their property because we've had a large issue over the last year and some change. There's a few county ordinances that we're going to start pushing more on, Moma said. The first, he said, is that dogs will be wearing a collar showing their county tag or rabies tag all the time. That includes when they're running free on their own property. That's good. I think any time a dog should have a tag. If you have a pet, you should always have some sort of identification just in case if they ever get loose or anything like that, John. I see John typing away at the old keyboard.
Yeah, but we're at the bottom of the hour.
Oh, goodness.
so,
Oh, John.
I don't mean to be barking up the wrong tree, but...
He's barking.
Rough.
Yes.
But we do have some things to attend to.
Okay.
But hopefully they can get that whole situation straightened out with the
Yeah.
dogs. Because once word gets out, dogs want to just hang around each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, it starts raining cats and dogs.
Literally.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, cats too. All right, here we go. This edition of the weather is brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County.
All right.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn, manager of the Bank of Charlotte County Loan Office in downtown Farmville. With over 30 years of banking experience, I'm here to help you finance your commercial, agricultural, or personal project. Give us a call at 391-1136 or stop by our downtown office at 216 North Main Street, where you'll find old-school personal assistance with attention to detail. The Bank of Charlotte County, giving you more for your banking needs. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
And for today, mostly sunny, a high near 91. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 67. Mostly sunny. Tuesday, a high near 91. Tuesday night, mostly clear with a low around 63. Juneteenth, sunny with a high near 90. And Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low around 64. Humidity is 76%. South winds at 6 miles per hour. Barometer 30.20. We've got partly cloudy skies right now, 71. The Bank of Charlotte County with branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte Courthouse, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. The birthday calendar is brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC.
The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, business formations, and collections. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC for a consultation at 434-392-1422.
And with those birthday names or possible anniversaries, here's Noah Massage.
Thank you, John. I appreciate the hand-me-down.
It's an introduction.
I'm sorry, John.
Hand-me-down would be if I give you my clothes I don't want to wear anymore.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that. I don't think those would be very good.
Nah, probably
at
not.
all. I mean, they look good on you, but I can't pull off a young Jack Nicklaus at all. Anyways, yes, for the 17th of June, we have Alana Jaden Cook and Jack Edward, short for Jeb, Bowling. I'm sorry. I said boiling. It's bowling.
Bowling.
Yeah. Jack Edward, short for Jeb, Bowling. Those are the two birthdays that we have.
That's it?
We only have those two, but you can call in at 434-394-0924 if you're feeling bold and you know somebody or yourself has a birthday. Or if you want, you can send those to birthdays@wflo.net as well.
All right. For the right legal advice, visit Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, Main Street, Farmville. That's it.
John, we did our work. We
Our due diligence.
I was going to say that, too.
And you gave the number, and did you give the website to where they can send the names to?
I gave him the email, but yeah,
That's
WFLO.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Sorry.
okay.
Yep. All right. Well, good. How about the famous? Oh, we already mentioned one famous birthday.
Oh, goodness, John.
Those were the local celebrities you just did.
Yep.
Now the other celebrities. Singer Barry Manilow turns 81.
Now, Barry Manilow, I feel like I'm having like deja vu. Didn't we just talk about him?
That's what I said.
I know. I'm joking.
His middle name is Allen.
Allen.
With one L.
Barry Allen.
And an A-N. A lot of different ways to spell Allen. You can go A-L-L-E-N.
Yeah.
Which I have a friend, that's how he spells his name.
You can do A-L-A-N.
Or A-L-L-A-N.
You can do that as well.
Yeah.
You could just say Al and, like A-L, and then A-N-D. Alland.
Or if you're Paul Simon, you can call me Al.
Yeah, you can call me Al.
All right.
What are some good nicknames for somebody who's named Allen? In case of somebody was wondering about that. If somebody listening has like a friend named Allen, but they're trying to figure out like what is a good nickname, Do you have any, John, other than Al?
Yeah, they're named Alan, Allen, and Allen.
Triple.
Get all my legal advice from those people. Yeah. All right, actor Thomas Hayden Church. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Turned 63 today.
That's cool.
Here's your fun fact. Appeared in set to appear. So this is upcoming. In Kevin Costner's upcoming film, Horizon, an American Saga.
Now, what was the fun fact about Barry Manilow?
His middle name is Alan.
That's not a fun fact.
That's what it says.
That's like a fact.
But it's fun.
It's not fun, John.
We had a lot of fun.
I'm not smiling about
that. It
that.
got us off on a tangent about different ways of spelling Alan.
Yeah, but that was us. They were like, here's...
Well, that's why I say these things, because it kind of can lead into things to talk about.
Yeah.
As opposed to just...
a pathway. Each one of those birthdays is a door.
You know who Greg Kinnear is?
Yeah. I've heard the name. I can't place a face.
Greg Kinnear, I want to say, started off as some sort of TV show host, but then became an actor. Mm. He may not admit to this, but I really seem to remember him hosting a TV show at some point in time.
That's probably
early in his career.
That's probably lost media at this point.
It may have been that Talk Soup show on E! At one point or something like that. Entertainment Television, whatever that network is called. It was something like that. Anyway, fun fact on him. One of his early TV show appearances was a reporter in an episode of L.A. Law.
L.A. Law.
Did you ever watch that show?
I may have skimmed. Probably skimmed a little bit.
I did not partake in the L.A. Law.
You know, John, a lot of my early childhood and later adult years was around a lot of sitcoms. I did not watch a lot of legal dramas unless you count, like, Matlock as a legal drama. I would argue that it's not. It's more about a older Andy Griffith enjoying hot dogs.
Did you also watch Murder, She Wrote?
I also watched a lot of Murder, She Wrote, which is more. It's not a legal drama, but it's like a woman who loves to write on an old Smith Corona.
Did you watch Golden Girls too?
Now, Golden Girls is I'm
starting to sense a theme here with you.
What is that? What is that, John?
That you watched older type TV shows like that.
I did, John. And the thing is, John, I feel like every time we talk, you're like, you probably never heard of, I don't know, The Godfather. I'm like, John...
I've heard of that.
I know, but like I feel like since I'm younger, you're like...
No, I think it's funny you watch shows about older people.
Oh, it's
older characters.
It's not the fact that the shows are older. It's because the
well, no, because I remember when those shows were fairly current.
And they were for older demographics. Matlock, definitely.
Yeah.
Matlock, definitely.
Murder, She Wrote, too.
Yeah.
My grandmother watched that.
Yeah. Angela Lansbury, though, is like a truly... a truly great actress, and I
don't think I've ever saw anything else other than
there was a
and I didn't even watch that.
There was a I want to say like mid to late 40s called Gaslight. That starred Angela Lansbury. And would you believe it if I told you, John, that the movie is about gaslighting a woman? Like, gaslighting when you're just kind of like, I'm going to butcher the definition, but it's basically when somebody's saying something and you disregard that and you're like, no, you're wrong, blah, 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 and you're kind of gaslighting the person. That's not the best description, but that's what I'm given right now. Okay. It's about a woman who believes she's going crazy because, like, this guy that she's with is kind of gaslighting them all the time, and she believes that there's somebody trying to rob her, like, jewels, and there is in the attic. There's a man robbing, and it was, like, him. He was robbing from her and selling it on the black market. I don't know where he was selling it, but... Yeah, no, it was a great movie, but starred Angela Lansbury, again, very inspiring for a 9-year-old Noah Massarge.
Mama's Family, did you watch that?
No, John, I didn't watch Mama's Family. I watched Cheers a lot, and Seinfeld. Did you watch Everybody Loves Raymond when it was on?
No.
I used to say Ray Romano?
I would always tagline that with, except me.
No, yeah?
Yeah.
You remind me of Ray Romano. I don't mean that as...
Well, that's great, because I don't watch it. I don't know. Yeah. I was not a fan. The few times I would try to look at that, maybe it's because I don't find that guy funny.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Ray Romano kind of guy.
It was very.
Now, I like the other shows that might have spinned off of that, because I want to say King of Queens was spawned
very
off
similar.
of that.
Very similar.
Well, I
Came around
think
the same
Kevin
time.
James appeared on that show.
He did. Well, he played his character in King of Queens.
So that was a spinoff,
Yeah,
I guess.
it was a spin-off, but it also, I guess it took place in the same universe, you could say.
Now, see, King of Queens I liked, but that was because Jerry Stiller was on that show.
Yes. Jerry Stiller was fantastic on that
Yeah.
show. I was going to say about like
And Leah Remini or whatever.
Leah
her name is.
Remini, yeah.
Not hard on the eyes.
during the Scientology phase, interestingly
Very much
enough.
so. I just saw something about that, how that was a thing.
I think they had problems with like her filming because like the church was trying to control like how much
they wanted her to try to get people that were on the show
to
become,
join.
Yeah.
And
I
also she's making money from it.
Yeah.
More money to give to the church. The Church of Scientology loves that a lot. We probably shouldn't be talking about Scientology.
Yeah, no, because
They'll
Tom
find
Cruise
us.
will come swinging through the
They'll
window
find
any
us,
moment.
John. Scientology,
Him
they
and
have their ears
Travolta,
out. Yeah.
and then we'll be done for. Actor Will Forte turns not 40 but 54.
Forte.
Forte, Forte. Yeah.
That's good. That's
Fun
good.
fact: voiced a character in last year's animated film Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken.
I've never heard of
Not
that
on
in
my
my
radar.
life.
No. Tennis pro
Never heard of
Venus Williams turns 44. She's only 44. Wow. But seemed like she's been around forever.
Yeah, but like I truly believe sports.
But
like,
she was probably really young when she started. Most tennis players do start off very young.
That's true. That's true. I think tennis and sports like tennis kind of revive the soul, and so you start to reverse age.
She has a degree in business administration. That's your
Okay.
fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
It is.
Can you see my smile? Is it evident that I'm happy about that fact? And they chose that fact. Okay.
You're going to be happier with this one.
Yeah.
Actress Jodie Whittaker
Okay.
turns 42. Do you know who this
I know
person
Jodie
is?
Whittaker. Yeah.
What do you know Jodie Whittaker
Don't.
from?
I can't. I don't. John,
Well,
I'm terrible with name and.
Well, when you said you did,
Yeah.
I just thought maybe you had something in your back pocket.
Not in my back pocket. I lost it on the way in. It fell out of my back pocket. I got holes back there, John.
Well, here's your fun fact.
Yeah.
Was one of the lead actors in the show Broadchurch,
Okay, maybe actually I don't know this woman, but the
Which
name
also-
sounds ultra familiar.
which also featured another former Doctor Who star, David Tennant. Tennant?
Sure.
Tennant. I'm not a Doctor Who person. Other celebrities, let's see. Joe Piscopo, who was the other funny person the era that Eddie Murphy was doing his SNL tenure. He's 73 today.
Wow.
Those were the only two funny people during that entire run.
You have strict views on SNL years, like do you have years that you watch, years that you don't watch, not because they're not funny, but just because like it's just not your favorite years, and then years that you protest against, being like these were the worst years.
Well, eventually I
SNL.
just gave up.
You gave up. Well, I mean, I it's hard with SNL because, like, yes, there was a golden age, but they still can be funny. Like,
Yeah, but do you want to wade through all the chaff to get to the funny?
it's not even. I mean, like, it's still interesting. Like, even if it's not even if I'm not laughing, like, I don't know. I try to appreciate things, even if I don't
I had
find
the
them funny.
luxury of, at some point, I don't remember what the network was, FX or something. It was a cable or satellite channel. They reran from the beginning every SNL from the beginning.
Wow.
So obviously you get the 70s ones that were everybody deems the classics, the originals, which I had seen bits and pieces of growing up, as far as like reruns or specials they would have where they would show those clips. So I saw some of that stuff growing up anyway. But I got to see I was really excited to see the Eddie Murphy years because by that point in time, I may have seen a little bit of that when I was a kid, but by that point that I was really able to see and take in things, Eddie Murphy was already a movie star.
Yeah.
In the 80s. So I was watching him in movies. So I was really keen on watching the episodes he was in. And I quickly learned how unfunny that show was unless him and Piscopo were in a scene.
Yeah.
And it was just,
Hard to watch.
it's very, very hard to watch. And then I
They had
saw that weird season that they had where Lorne Michaels, I don't think, was involved, and they brought in people like Anthony Michael Hall and Robert Downey Jr. and people like that. That was a weird thing because it was almost like more actors were on there than comedians.
Yeah,
and
they had Charlie Kaufman like starting off, right? Or not? I said Charlie. Andy Kaufman.
he
right?
was like
70s, like
one of
that's
the
the
original
comedians.
Going back,
Did you ever find him funny?
not really. I wasn't a real fan of his all that much. I know other people find him funny. No, I like my Chevy Chase. I like people like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Kaufman is an acquired taste. He was okay, but I didn't find him as funny. When you did your voice, I just lip syncing to Mighty Mouse and all that sort of stuff. He did a halfway decent Elvis impersonation, but other than that,
he was really great in Taxi.
Another show I didn't watch.
Playing the mechanic. John, we talked about this before. Is there a reason other than you just didn't?
Just don't remember.
Like wasn't one of those shows.
Well, a lot of times I was influenced by who was watching what as a young person.
That's a big influence, yeah.
Yeah, so if no one was watching it, I do remember it being on, at least from the beginning, the intro, but that could have been where you see all the intro and then somebody went click or went to the TV like we used to do in the old days and changed the channel.
Yeah.
So it was probably more along the lines of I didn't have control of the television, and if somebody didn't want to watch it, that's not what we watched.
True.
So
it happens.
Yeah, especially when you're little and you don't have control of the television.
Yeah. Were you unable to reach it?
Oh, I didn't have any say.
You didn't have say.
I didn't have say. By the time I got to where I could go, I want to watch it. And it might have stuck. It was because it was conveniently at a time that nothing else was on that somebody else would have rather watched.
Yeah.
So sometimes you caught a break. But I mean, I don't know. Well, that and when you're a kid, the last thing you want to do is just sit there and look at a TV endlessly. Well, for most kids back in the day, you'd rather run off and do something else. Or you'd sit in for a little while maybe. But that's about it.
Let's. Do you want to give that phone number out again, John? You do the best job.
You look. You're looking over at it. So I'll let you do it.
So the phone number to call in and just call in, check in, is 434-394-0924. And that number you can call from 8 to 9. We're here. We're live. This is really live, happening right now. Call in. We'll pick up the phone.
At least they think it is.
No, it is. This is happening, John. This is happening. But I there's something about being live that's truly exciting.
It is, because you can say things like actor Jason Patrick is 58 today. Do you know what he's in or has been in?
Well, I don't know, John. Not off the bat.
Do you know the movie Speed?
Yeah.
Do you know that there was a sequel?
I know.
He was in that sequel that nobody else remembers either.
Wow. That's amazing. John, wow. Good for that guy.
Speed 2. And it had another line to it, like
even crazier.
Pleasure Cruise or something. I don't remember. Yeah, unfortunately, that Speed film became a hit. But Keanu Reeves didn't want to be in the sequel for whatever reason.
Well, I can think of a couple of reasons.
But Sandra Bullock, they got to come back.
Interesting. They somehow persuaded her to be like, no, come.
And this time it was on a boat.
We'll pay you lots of money.
And then this time it was on a boat. And I want to say William Dafoe was the bad guy. I didn't go see it.
Yeah. You know what her payment was for that film?
I don't know.
It was literally like a child size. I was going to say, you know what? I
don't know either, do you?
No. But like the thing is, with sequels, it's like they're so bad for the reason that is because like they're not really financially backed enough.
If you know anything about Hollywood, they always even would go as far as Planet of the Apes. Mm-hmm. They would cut the budget immediately.
Yep. Because
with the next
they're like,
film,
you were able to make it so great with this, so we're going to cut it in half.
I guess it's one of those things they feel like, well, we got you with the first one, so you're going to come see the second one regardless if we shave the budget a little bit. Mm-hmm. I guess that's what they're thinking. I don't know. And we'll make more of a killing than we did before. And
That never works.
No.
That almost never works. But they do it, and Hollywood never learns from their mistakes. It's truly kind of upsetting. Because, like, I want to see great cinema, John. I want to see good movies being made. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean, John? Do you still have that hope that good movies will be...
No. I've given up on Hollywood.
John, I don't want to become like that. I don't want to just give up.
Well, when you get old like me, you'll get very jaded and
I want to believe
set in your ways.
I don't know, John.
Well, you're 21. We're on two opposite ends of the spectrum.
We kind of are, which is
very much so. I'm looking at you going, I remember when I was like that.
I have glimmer in my eyes, and John's
you're looking
eyes
at,
are
I don't
shut.
Want to be that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at going, oh, you're going to be that.
No, John, don't tell me this. This is
I'm just
sad.
laying down truth bombs.
This is sad information.
I'm just dropping bombs on you.
This is a horrible bombing right now.
You said 21, right?
Yeah, I'm 21.
That's a mountain.
Yeah.
Noah, and you're at the peak of the mountain.
I like how you said it. I had to say my name to truly.
And guess what?
Make me
You go up the mountain.
Yeah.
And then you come down
am I at the
the
peak
mountain
right now, or am I?
You're at the peak.
Oh no,
that's the peak.
So a year ago, I was just about to reach the peak.
Yeah. So
and
enjoy this moment.
How long am I staying at the peak?
Not very long.
So like a year. Give me another year, John.
No, 21's the peak.
No, John.
You start descending right after.
John, you need to have like TED.
You might not notice it at first, but it will.
One day I'll wake up.
You're going to start going, why is this descending so fast? Why are things changing so
I'll be
quick?
wearing like wire rimmed glasses.
Yeah.
I'll be like just waking up and being like, nah.
You'll be there,
John.
And you go, I remember that old guy telling me this was going to happen.
I actually don't. I don't think of you as old. You honestly, I would say you're in your prime.
What am I? What's his name in Tombstone? Not me. I'm in my prime.
It's interesting.
I've got Peter Pan syndrome, is what it is. I
mean, as long as you're alive, you have the choices to turn things around. Even a 90-year-old has the ability to be in his prime again. And I say that because it's about the mindset, John. You know, you gotta. I don't know. It's an interesting thing, but like I get it. You know, life gets exhausting, and then you just start to not care. But like I always say, fight against that. But like then, who's to say that I won't become?
Well, so you did all your fighting when you were younger.
Yeah, and so you become just like tired, and I'm just gonna lay down.
You're just tired of fighting.
I'm gonna take a nap.
I was a feisty dude. I always wanted to fight everything, but now,
John, you still got it in you. You gotta find it. You gotta find it, John.
No,
it didn't leave.
Take a nap or something.
No, come on, John. Enough with the cat naps.
Matter of fact, we need a hammock back here.
Put the cat naps aside, John.
Oh,
John, I didn't mention, but I'll be co-hosting the Press Club open mic on. I don't want to get the date wrong, but I think it's a Wednesday. But you should come out and you should perform. I was telling you this. I think John, and call in if you feel the same way, but I think John should come out on a Wednesday night and perform like a little open. I mean, John makes a lot of jokes. John, you got impressions up the sleeve. Yeah, so it is Wednesday, the 26th, at 9:00. But it's free. You know, just come on out and perform. I'll be there co-hosting. If you want to meet me, I'll be in the back. No, I'm kidding.
You do like a Sam Kinison impersonation, right?
Do I? I have done that in the past, but never on stage because I don't think it would be very pleasant. To be the Sam Kinison is to be mad. And
how about Andrew Dice Clay?
Yeah,
a little boy blowing a cigarette. You know,
to be Andrew Dice Clay is to be a sellout. That's all I had to say about that. But like,
you're not digging the Dice Man.
I mean, like, I think he's a sellout. I will admit. I think, but he is funny.
Dickory, Doc Noah over here.
Yeah, but he's a sellout, and he does a sticky bit all the time. It would be. I'm
name dropping these old comedians here.
Andrew Dice Clay's not that old, is he?
To younger people, I guess he is.
Is he really?
I don't know.
I don't think he is. I think people still.
You know, he actually started out as an actor.
Interesting.
He was on an episode of MASH.
Oh my God, he's that old.
That's what I just.
Oh my goodness, John! I didn't know.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Okay.
And even in the 80s, he was still appearing, and I don't mean the Ford Fairlane film that was his own film where he was the star. But he was in other, he'd pop up in other films every so often. And he hadn't really become the Dice Man yet.
Yeah.
He had the look maybe, but he wasn't that character yet. Because that's really what that is a character, obviously.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Other than that, though, my comedian knowledge doesn't go much past the 80s.
Interesting. So, what about Bill Hicks?
I've heard the name, but
he traveled with Kinison.
But I couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
I think they actually knew each other when they were younger, so that's interesting as well.
I mean, I know, but even the comedians that I did watch in the later years, like Chris Rock, even those guys are considered veterans by now. And the newer comedians, not so much.
Do you like any newer comedians?
I don't watch, so I don't know. I'm not aware. It's tough to say whether I like them if I haven't watched them.
Yeah,
I noticed a lot of focuses on female comedians these days.
There's definitely a lot.
And so,
they add.
I've kind of got the Norm Macdonald thought process on that.
Do we want to even jump into that?
No, I'm not going into it.
Okay.
But
thank the Lord.
But if I said what I just said, I think you're sensing where I'm going.
Well, a thing that's been kind of passed down, and I don't quite understand it, is like people like to say, female comedians aren't as funny as male comedians. I disagree. I think there's female comedians that far surpass some male comedians. It's just personal. It's the style they're telling their jokes in. It's the content of the matter, which, I mean, like female comedians, they have a very funny perspective. Not all of them. I'm not.
Is your girlfriend listening? Is that what this is?
No, John. I mean, they're like Whitney Cummings is a female comedian, and she's very funny, and she's like an older style comic too. She's been around for a long time, I'll say. And I don't know. I just I think it just depends on the person. I don't think you can base it off of gender.
Women have made strides just recently at the Tony Awards.
Are you reading
I'm looking at the entertainment news right now. And you went off on this tangent about women. You're pointing me in this direction.
It's amazing that, like, I'll look over and John starts talking and I'm like, I can't tell if this is just the way he like kind of slides in on a article is truly amazing, because I'm like, oh, this is just then I'm like, is he reading it?
The Outsiders become the essence of a Broadway insider on Sunday as the gritty adaptation of the classic American young adult novel won the Tony Award for Best New Musical. Now that right there is right up my alley. Not
up your alley.
No.
So it's right up not your alley.
No. I would much rather watch an old episode of Columbo.
Well, that's a good show, John. So I don't blame you.
Yeah. One more thing.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
No.
It's about that time.
No, but it's not that time yet, John. We got 25 seconds.
And I know you didn't know it because I saw it over there when I walked in the door. How could that possibly be there?
If I didn't do it.
If you didn't do it.
Yeah.
The way you tie your shoes.
Yeah.
Are the way
it's the left-handed. Over the right.
Yeah.
Underneath.
And we both know people that do that do the things you do.
Yeah.
So we got to go.
Because only I could do that.
Exactly.
Because I'm left-handed. Thanks, Columbo. Well, we'll catch you around.
I'm going to take my stogie, my car, and my dog and go home to my wife.
Okay. All right.
I got a little George Burns thing going on.
A little bit. I'm confused now.
All right. You're next, right?
Yes.
After news and weather. All right. So stay tuned for Noah Massage here on Flow AM.
WFLO AM in Farmville. ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. A very busy start to California's wildfire season. Winds and brush helping to fuel the flames. About a dozen